you ready, good sir, to be starting talking about Fallout?
Indubitably.
And for those of you guys out there, when we're talking about Fallout, Kev has yet to play the Fallout games. So he is going to be speaking from a POV of, like, you know, just a regular TV watcher, experiencing this world for the first time. And then I'm going to be speaking from a game player standpoint.
Well, not entirely, because we did play, what,
76
like a few
for like 3
hours on
hours.
76?
Yeah, but that don't count.
So that's about as much of the Fallout universe as I have experienced.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, more of like, you haven't played any like the OG ones. Such a noob.
Right.
Hey, maybe after he watches this show and then we watch season 2 and we talk about it, it might incite him to play them.
I can already the first 4 episodes already want me to play. Like I'm there already.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think I'm a noob as well. Hey, that's all right. You know, it's never too late to get into Fallout. As you can see, I got into it last year and now, you know, I'm a fucking huge fan. But which I hope they remaster the old ones. But okay, so what I have literally right when the episode starts, I said, so starting the episode with Orange Colored Sky by Nat King Cole. It's off to a great start because it is a song that's featured on Diamond City Radio in the Fallout games, in Fallout 4. And obviously it's a perfect song for this era. A lot of the songs, even in the episodes, are from the games. Little tip for you. You can listen to them on your Pip-Boy when you play.
I'm a definite old soul because like I was digging the soundtrack like the entire time.
Oh yeah, no, it's on brand for the game. So if you like it in the show, you're gonna love it in the games. I feel like a lot of people say that like a part of the great part of the Fallout experience is listening to the music. And thank you for the follow, Icy.
It makes sense though too, because when you think about it, this all occurred in the 50s. So like no music beyond the 50s is going to exist. So that's like all you're gonna hear. Mm-hmm. Nobody's making new music while you're, you know, trying to survive in an apocalyptic world.
Thank you so much, Dia. But it's funny too because like, you know, the Fallout world, like in the show and in the games, like, you know, it has like this like the pre-apocalyptic style. It's like, you know, like the 50s era, but it's also ahead of its time as well, like having like robots and like having these other stuff, but it still has the 50s aesthetic. So it kind of gives it like that unique style. And I think that's what is really cool about Fallout. It's kind of its own thing.
So was the Cold War like was that big in the games? Like was that what led to, you know, like the nuclear explosions and all that shit?
You guys feel free to like jump in and like correct me and like, you know, say all your stuff because I'm not a Fallout, you know, purist by any means. I want to say from what the ones that I had played, was it a different story in each game that like how the bombs dropped, like how the nuclear war happened? I can't remember because I'm trying to really remember. I just know that like they built like the shelters because like they knew, like people knew something was coming. It's like that in every game. It's like, you know, something was going to happen. Whether that stemmed from the Cold War, I'm not 100% certain.
Well, a lot of people did that actually. Like, I mean, when, you know, back in the 50s and stuff, they would build houses with like bomb shelters and everything because everybody was so afraid of like nuclear war and like our relationships with those other countries, like that they always thought it was a possibility.
Right. Like I remember that being like a thing that like, you know, like you just like learn about. But I don't know if I can answer your question because like, you know, I did not play Fallout 1, 2, and 3. I wanted to play 3, but the controls were ass. And then 1 and 2 are kind of like a bird's eye view type of top down type of games. So they're pretty old. So, and I cannot remember the lore from like, you know, New Vegas and 4 as to why the bombs dropped. It might have been from a nuclear like you said, like the Cold War. I feel bad that I can't answer it.
They were leaning heavy into the Cold War aspect because I mean they referred to what's his name, Cooper Howard, Walton Goggins, yeah, like they referred to him as a pinko, which is like a slang term for a commie basically, and
okay,
and so like that was also in the time because he was obviously in like the Hollywood scene. So like that was like at the time where they were going after all these people, blacklisting them, arrest, like all that shit.
True T says World War I or II. What time period is that?
Well, World War II would have been the 40s.
So close to that era, but ish.
This was definitely in the 50s.
Right.
We were.
Well, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something about the war, and I completely fucking forgot. I know that you do learn more about the war as like the show goes.
It looks like it. Like it looks like he, is kind of trying to figure some shit out, like just based on like the previews I've seen of like what's to come in the season. Mm-hmm. But like obviously it's very vague, which is good. I don't want them to just like throw it in a preview of what I'm expecting to see.
The war was over resources. The bombs dropped in 2070. Yes, you're right, because I remember like seeing like the 2070 thing and being like, oh, cyberpunk. But you thought Fallout was creepy? Why'd you think it was creepy? I mean, there's creepy elements for sure.
Show or game?
I'm assuming Dia means game because she said that she was watching her dad play it when she was little.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, I don't think the style of Fallout is creepy, but like there are things about it, like like death claws. Those are creepy. When I was 10, yeah, right. They call it the Great War in 4 in New Vegas, but in the early games it was different. Okay, so the lore changed throughout the games. Okay, gotcha. That's why I was uncertain. Okay, so, and they could be totally going a different route in the show. Like you said, like the Cold War communist era, because they're writing their own thing.
For sure.
Which I had said this to Tori the other night when I was watching it. For our notes, the guy's name is Cooper Howard, the guy who created Fallout, who is like I think in charge of Bethesda, is named Todd Howard, and he also is on the show. And I was like, I feel like that was a way for him to insert his name into the show.
Yeah, I mean, people do that kind of stuff all the time. Like if you listen to character names in shows and then look at like the creators and all that stuff and like the end credits, you can see like where they took 2 names and combined them for character names.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, the centaurs. Oh my god, I think I have like a clip of me reacting to the centaurs. Those were fucked up. I don't want to talk about that. You don't want to know what they look like. It'll haunt your nightmares. But moving from like right in the beginning, when they go inside, we get our first glimpse of Mr. Handy. I don't know if you saw like the floating robot with like a bunch of hands. He's silver. I was super happy, and it reminded me of Codsworth. He's a companion in Fallout 4.
And that was where at?
Right when they go into the house with the kid's birthday party. It was
really.
Just
I don't think I noticed that.
It was a small glimpse, and you'll get like more glimpses of this robot. Like you end up seeing the robot. I think it was episode 4 or something 3.
Oh, Snip.
Yeah, they all look the same, but yes.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't like snip in the house, but the store version, they're all called like Mr. Handies. That's
okay.
And then and they can, some of them are programmed for like medical and like blah blah blah. Some of them can help you around the house, but that's their brand name, kind of like how Chucky is like a good guy. That's what it is. So, but I remember seeing him in the corner, and I was like, like, because he's a companion in Fallout 4, you can get one. His name's Codsworth, and he has a nice British accent, and he's cool. Thank you for the follow, Shadow.
That's what's good about this, though. For like somebody like you know, you're gonna pick up on like those types of Easter eggs.
Yes.
Obviously I didn't play the game, so like even if I like noticed him, that wasn't gonna click with me like that.
For sure, and I think that's why it's like it's nice to like kind of get like, you know, the back and forth since you didn't play the game, so it's interesting because we didn't have this with The Last of Us. The Last of Us, right. You know, you and I are super fans, so we were like, we saw the thing 10 meters out. You know, did you see this in frame 4 minutes and 30 seconds? Like, you know,
look at the top of the screen. You see the bridge? You see the bridge?
Yeah, right. You see how that one nail is sticking out? Like, you know, and that was in the game at this part. Like, you know, that's what we were like with The Last of Us.
Nerd.
But nerds, yeah, literally Nutty just said that. You should watch it, True T. It's on Amazon. Season 2's coming out soon. See if you can get on someone's so like good. Amazon. Cause like you can do the password sharing or whatever. I know, right? The Last of Us. Don't get us started. We will not talk about anything else but The Last of Us. We can't. I was gonna say you guys are here for the fallout. we cannot
go off topic here.
Yeah, we could get derailed. But keeping inside the house of the birthday party, I loved how the house was like really authentic, like the 50s time period. The game like before, it was just like the game, like the nuclear fallout, because all the houses, they looked exactly like that, like in the game, like with the TVs and everything. It looked very authentic.
Yeah, whoever the set decorator was did a phenomenal job.
I think in every episode with like my notes, I think I write like how whoever like made these props and these sets like isn't getting paid enough. Like,
I completely agree. I kept like noticing all that shit too, like everything from like the props, like the Pit Boys and stuff like that, but you know, just the wardrobe choices for everybody, like everything was just so fucking good.
Seriously, I mean, like, you know, the people behind the scenes do not get enough credit, and they fucking do. And we even said this on The Last of Us too. I mean, as like, you know, the sets, the set people need to be fucking praised. I mean,
yes,
they do fantastic things. Ella in Fallout or Yellow Jackets. You know what? I haven't
seen Yellow Jackets.
I could go crazy and I could just say Arcane.
Wait, is she in Arcane too? Like she's one of the voices?
She plays the main, one of the main characters, Jinx, the girl with the blue hair.
I can tell you, I fell in love with Ella Purnell like immediately. Like the second she was on screen, I was like, I need you in my life.
I would say that where I enjoy Ella the best is probably Fallout, but I did love her in Yellow Jackets, and I do like her in Arcane. She's a great actress.
She really is.
Your mom's working on the set for The Last of Us season 3. Can I be friends with your mom, and could you take me to work?
For real. I have plenty of notes for Craig, so if you could just get us in there.
Yeah, right. Like, please. Sweet Pea, I've heard that's new. I'll have to check it out. But anyway, so talking about these sets, but so this is something really quick that, you know, most people wouldn't notice, but the mom changes the TV and we're hit instantly with Easter eggs, because the first commercial is a Nuka-Cola commercial, really quick, with the Nuka-Cola girl on it, and then it goes to a Sugar Bombs commercial, which is food in the game that you can eat and, like, you know, it replenishes your health, and then it stops at the TV show for the kid called Grognak the Barbarian. And people who played Fallout know that you can pick up these comics throughout the game, at least in the 4th one. I can't remember if you can do it in New Vegas or in 3, but in their perk magazine. So they give you skill points, and you can kind of read little snippets, and each one has a different comic cover on it. So I thought that was a really nice little homage to the fucking game. To see something so small that you'd never notice.
Exactly. Like, I'm sure I would have if I played the games, but like, and obviously, like Nuka-Cola, I remembered that from our time in '76. But like the other things, I would have assumed that they were in the game, but they didn't click.
Right. And I mean, like, plus, I mean, like I said, it was like a 10-second thing. Like, you know, it happened so fast, and sometimes it's like, it's not like you're, you know, looking at the TV, be looking everywhere else. But I mean, it's just like those types of Easter eggs that like a fan of like the games, like I really appreciate, and I appreciate them in like other video game adaptations. Just something so small that really goes so far, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I also, and feel free to like, you know, jump in with anything that I'm saying. I'm just like going through. I also liked the nod with the Vault Boy lore, where he was like telling his daughter, like, you know, the thumbs up with the mushroom cloud.
Yes.
Because, you know, Vault Boy, you know, the guy with the blonde hair and the Vault uniform,
right.
like, you know, his iconic thing is with the thumbs up. So I thought it was kind of cool.
Thumbs up, right.
Yeah, like I thought it was kind of cool that they kind of added like that little lore in there. I thought that
and
was
the fact
really
that
nice
he was
touch.
actually the one that it was like based off of, like he, you know,
I
it was
know!
Cooper Howard. That was the logo. Like, yeah, they made him blonde or whatever, but it was like he was the one that was like
he was the Vault Boy.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, that's pretty fucking cool that they did that.
No, that was a really nice like full circle moment right there that they did that. That was perfect writing in my opinion. And then it makes sense, like, you know, and why I can't remember which episode it is, which I'm sure we'll cover it here. But when he blows the fucking billboard, shoots the face off of it.
Yes.
And we don't know why he did that. I'm like, why are you so pissed? And then I think it was at the end of that episode you find out he's the guy. So
yeah, it was. I think it was literally like right after that. It goes to like the flashback or whatever. But it's like as soon as he does that, he's like, okay. I mean, obviously he has a past with Vault-Tec or whatever, and like. It did not go well. He clearly hates them. So
right. Which I can't wait to see more. In the show when he said like in the photo shoot, he said, "Should I put a thumbs up?" Right, like it made it seem like it was his idea of the iconic thing, which is just all the more showing that like it was really good writing.
I basically talk about how much I love the writing in this show, like in every single episode.
No, I mean it's really fucking good. It's really good because, like, you know, I don't know who the showrunners are, but I know that Todd Howard did have a hand in like writing some of the stuff, which is the guy who created the game. So much like how like Neil had a hand in The Last of Us,
right?
Well, but yeah, I mean, like, you know, it's just written so well. No, we didn't know it was him in the beginning, Nutty. They don't tell us until like episode 3 or 4 that he was the Vault Boy.
Right. And then Christopher Nolan's brother was involved as well. I think he did like at least second and third episode.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a pretty big writer himself. He's not as like much of a director as Christopher is, but writing wise, he has a lot of writing credits.
Well, shit. I mean, he does a pretty good job if this is what he works on.
Right.
That's all
but
I
just
had
kind of
for...
back to that, like that new, like the nuclear scene and how they shot that.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love that. For what like slow-mo for me and things is pretty hit and miss. Like you need to use it properly. I love the way they utilized it here.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with like the shockwave coming off the blast and everything. I guess my only question was, and I understand that the dad was taking pictures at the party and stuff, but the flash off of that nuclear explosion was so bright, and not a single person in that house reacted.
I know, they're just
nobody could have possibly, nobody could have possibly have thought that was a camera flash, because it literally like lit up everything.
Probably goes to show like just how disconnected they really were.
Oh, like, and they were reality. The mom was like going out of her way to like turn that off like the entire time. Every time somebody would like turn on the news or whatever, it was, we're here celebrating a birthday party. We don't need this like negativity in our lives right now, basically.
Right. Like, she's just the mom that just, like, if you shield everything, it's not actually there. Like,
right. Let's bury our heads in the sand and pretend like it's not happening.
Exactly. That's all I have for Cooper's part, and then my other notes are starting with Lucy.
Yep.
So, right when we get to Lucy and like, she's kind of doing like this like job interview type of thing of like, pretty much pretty much saying if she's like a suitable mate.
Wife, yeah. She just wants to be, she's basically accomplished everything else, so now she's like, all right, I guess I should probably be a wife now or whatever.
Yeah,
like, start breeding.
And her acting is so great. But her listing off her special skills, because again, it's a nod to the game, because like right in the beginning of the game, you have your special skills, and they all stand for like, like strength, perception, endurance, like charisma, all that jazz. So the fact that they said that, I was like, that's nice. And they weren't like in your face about it too, but like the fact that like
they also set it up. They just set it up that to like basically show that she's not useless either. So like when she goes out into the world, she's gonna be able to handle herself.
Right. And like and I loved how like, like she was like, oh, my dad's like kind of good in the science department, but I'm not so good. And I'm pretty good with repairs. And it's like, it's pretty much saying like literally how you build your character in Fallout and like what kind of special skills you have. And I was like, they just wrote this masterfully.
That's hilarious.
And
there was a weird amount of incest jokes though.
I know.
Like it was like 4 incest jokes, like almost like right off the bat. I was like, what is happening? Yeah, because she's like, after 10 years of cousin stuff, I'm excited for the real thing. I'm like,
I know. And then like, what did she? Oh, I was dying. And then like, when he was like, he was like, I'm in love with you or whatever, and she was like, that stuff's okay when we're kids, and she was like, but we can't do that anymore. And I was like, what the fuck?
yeah, it's not a sustainable sexual practice or something like that. And I'm just like, you guys are like first cousins, right? Like, Jesus Christ.
But that's the type of wild shit that is in Fallout. Like, you will just be talking.
I assumed immediately.
Yeah, when you're talking to anybody, like, it does not matter. You have no idea what is going to come out of somebody's mouth, because a lot of times you're talking to these people, you're like, what?
Yeah, and you pick up on that like with all of her interactions with all of what you would consider NPCs in the game.
Yeah,
and like they say and do the most off the wall shit, like the guy fucking the chickens and stuff later on.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's just like, I can only imagine what these games are like. I want to play it. I have to play it.
Yeah, I mean, they're amazing. You're right, Jet. It wasn't the Game Awards, it was the Expedition 33 Awards. And it was great. But yeah, no, I mean, part of like the amazingness that is Fallout, I mean, like the stories are good, like the main stories, but where Fallout truly shines, and I am almost 100% certain that all Fallout fans would agree with me, is it really shines through their NPCs and their side quests. Because since they make their world so big, they want you to explore it. And when you do, you just meet the most far-fetched, crazy-ass people out there, but sometimes that's what makes the game. Is these experiences, these quests, and you can get like, great armor and all this shit, right? But that's what enhances your experience, is going out there and meeting these insane fucking people. Because you just don't know. Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, why do you think I spent 250 hours beating Fallout 4? I didn't want to stop.
And I'm assuming that there's humor in the game too. Like I thought there was
absolutely
good humor through these first 4 episodes, but like it wasn't jammed into every single spot. Like they picked their spots on where this humor came in, and it hit almost every single time. I think there was one joke where I was like, all right, we're kind of forcing it here in like a wrong situation.
If it's like low numbers, screw you, Nutty. Have you played the first one? No, Jet. I've only played Fallout New Vegas and 4. I wanted to play 3, but the controls were a bit rough, so I'm kind of hoping for a remaster soon. Kind of like how they did with Oblivion. But yeah, no, the humor is plentiful in the games. Like, very plentiful with anybody you meet. It is just, and it is like said to you mostly so fucking dry that you just start laughing and you're like, what the fuck was just said? Like
exactly. Well, and it's kind of like that in the show too. Like it's so off the cuff and like you're not ready for it. I mean, some of it is more in your face, but like
that's exactly
like
how
most
the games
of
are.
it is
it's off the cuff.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know if they're necessarily trying to be funny, but the way it's said is so perfect that I immediately start laughing.
Yeah. If you like the dry humor in the show, it is 20 times better in the games. Trust.
I believe it.
Trust. Do you recommend the Fallout games? Absolutely. I can't speak on the ones I haven't played. I love Fallout 4. And I loved New Vegas. Probably my top 10 favorite games, honestly. Freaky, yeah, long time no see. How have you been? You get away with murder in Fallout 1. I never played it when I was younger, and then like I'm not a really big fan of like top-down style of games, so I don't know if I would really jive with it now. I feel like I would love the dialogue, but I don't know if I would love the gameplay. So that's why I have never tried it. Be sick if they gave it like a remaster treatment though. Okay, but moving on with Lucy, you have no idea how accurate the vaults were. It literally felt like I was stepping into the fucking game. To a T.
So I actually like remember what they looked like in 76, and I almost thought that like they were pulling it directly from that because like it looks so similar to the setup, like with each vault and how they're set up, because like even inside, like with the way like the layout is with the kitchen and the bed there, and then you got like the bathroom off to the side with like the curtain or whatever.
Exactly how they are in the games.
I was like, man, yeah, I remember that from 76. It was like that's crazy accurate.
For the most part, I would say, at least from the ones that I have played, that they use a pretty same base, like copy and paste kind of layout for like, the rooms and what have you of the vaults. They look pretty similar, sure. But I mean the fucking set. 10 out of 10. Perfect. Thank you for the gift, Mike. How are you?
It feels like a show that's like created by fans. Like they didn't want to like sully the name of the games and like ruin anything, so they wanted to do something of their own but utilize what they had to work with, and they did a really good job.
I look different, Freaky. I look the same. What do you mean? Different background, though. I mean, if you haven't been here in a couple months, I moved into this new place like 3 months ago. You like? The ghoul concept was scary also. Dude, yeah. Oh my god. I have stuff about the ghoul like towards the end of my notes, but the whole ghoul thing, very interesting how they handled it. Cuz they changed a couple things from the game. So
like I obviously know nothing about the ghouls, so like I'm so intrigued by what they are, how they even turned into that. Obviously, Cooper Howard should have been dead for 200 plus years.
Right, the show's selling it as like he's the oldest living ghoul, pretty much.
Exactly. So it's like I'm so like intrigued by all of it.
So like ghouls are like created through radiation. It happens to some people, it happens not to some people. That's why he kind of made the crack at Lucy, like when she finally decided to take a drink out of the radiation. So yeah, and he was like, now you're getting it. And he was like, that's how you survive out here. And he's like, you could turn out like me.
I'm you, sweetie. It's just gonna take a while or whatever. Like.
Right. So you could turn into a ghoul, you could not. But then there's two different types of ghouls. Like Ma June when they're in the city, and she was like, your kind ain't welcome around these parts. That's exactly how it is in the game. For the most part, everyone is very fucking like racist towards ghouls, and like, they're not welcome. When a lot of ghouls, at least in my opinion, I really loved the sentient ghouls in the game. I fucking loved them. They were amazing folk. Some of the best people you met were ghouls. But people don't like them because, as you see in the later episodes, the ones that those guys let out of the freezer or whatever that like were like zombies that ate all the people, those are feral ghouls. And that's what you can turn into if you kind of lose your mind. And
yeah, you lose your humanity and all that stuff. That's the whole point of the serum or whatever that they're drinking.
Yeah, but the serum wasn't in the game. That's why it's different. The yellow stuff is like, gotcha. So it kind of keeps him sentient, and like that's why, like, you know, that one guy, he was like, "You got some on you," like, and then he got fucked up, and he had to kill him.
Yeah, you know, I'm good for it.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that wasn't a thing in the game, and it's not. It's kind of a gray area because we truly don't know what makes them go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. A lot of people are led to believe that maybe you don't want to keep going and you just decide to lose your mind. You decide to give into it instead of fighting against it. You know,
you're basically fighting a losing battle anyways. It's gonna happen one way or another. It's just a matter of, you know, when, not if.
That's what they played with. New once again, you have to take the medicine. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, it's interesting to introduce like the yellow serum, but ghouls are different from people in the aspect that they can live a lot longer and they can live without like food and water and stuff like that, which is also interesting. They just don't look like people. Ish. It has to do with socialization. Yeah, exactly. Also, they have to like keep them more so in like the games, like they had said, like, you know, as long as like they kind of like socialize and stuff, and like they're kind of like, if they can acclimate themselves to like a regular human life, then most of the time that they can stay human and not go feral. So
yeah.
But that's what they changed in the show, is the yellow stuff. So I'm curious if they're ever going to tell us about it, or if they're just going to leave it hush hush. I feel like they should leave it hush hush.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm sure they will, but at the same time, it's like it's pretty obvious what it's used for, so you don't need to beat people over the head with it.
Well, I mean, you could just piss people off, and I'm assuming it's something invented by Vault Tech, if I had to guess. But moving on to the past the incest. Skirt. So I was saying it's funny when the people from, was it Vault 31 or 32? Can't remember.
32.
32. When the Vault 32 entered, I could tell immediately that they were raiders because of how unkempt their hair was, the tattoos, the scars, and they weren't put together, unlike Vault dwellers. All Vault dwellers, like in games and everything, they are very, how are you? I brush my hair every day, and why, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're very just like nice and neat with their bow programmed on it. Yeah, they're programmed. Yeah, like, so the fact that like these people, they had scars, some of their hair was like unkept, and like they had tattoos. I was like, oh no.
You can tell immediately. you can tell immediately. Like I literally put here like you can already tell that there's something up with the dwellers of 32. Like I didn't know raiders obviously until she says it later, but like I'm like, these people are not the same.
Yeah. One of these things is not like the other.
Exactly.
It's so easy to tell straight away. Yeah, I mean, like, they were just, something was a little off. There was a theory that her brother would be the main protagonist. Not that I don't like Norm. I think Norm is an interesting character, but Ella Purnell is the better choice.
I agree, but I do like Norm as it goes, just because he's the only one who's thinking straight. Like he's been able to buck.
He's realistic.
The programming. Yeah, like he's not like the perfect little citizen that they're trying to create down there.
Thank you for the follow, Jet. Wait, is same Jet from TikTok? Just want to make sure if it's the same person. Yeah, no, Norm is an interesting character, but I think that like Ella is the better choice for the main, at least for the Vault people, especially because like, you know, the fact that like he's more living in like the realistic world of like, you know, no, this is not what it seems, and like Ella's just kind of like, you know, seeing everything with rose-colored glasses and like learning it slowly. and really
still, honestly, she's still wearing those rose-colored glasses like through 4 episodes, and I'm like, how are they unable to break your resolve? Like, how do you still have this moral code that you feel like you have to live by up here?
Okie dokie. Like,
yeah, I know that shit cracks me up.
Like, it's her little catchphrase.
Golden
I love
rule,
it.
motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Golden rule, motherfucker. I loved it. She's great. Okay, so like after she has her sham wedding, and then she just fucks this guy, and he's like, "I want you to know this was the best day of my life." And I was like, "Yeah, me too, man. That would be."
As he's about to penetrate her for the second time, just not with
not with his nightstick. But when you hear the Geiger counter going off for the first time with the Pip-Boy, I was like, holy shit, yes. Like I was transported back to the game. Because how many, game players know you playing this whole damn game and every time it's like I'm like, all right, I get it. Taking rads. Like, yeah,
which I caught on to that like later on when the guys running for overseer even mentioned rads, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, that thing goes off, like, all the fucking time. I mean, like, you step in a puddle of water, and it's like, and I'm like, all right. Like, and you gotta make sure you have rat away on you, or you're gonna get sick. And then you're gonna die, eventually, if you take too much rats. I just said it brought me right back to the game, and then they get in their scuffle, and then we see a stim pack, which I loved that. But, I feel like that's one thing that maybe like show watchers would have been confused on until the later episodes when they talk about the stim packs, because they don't tell you what it is when she stabs herself with it. I
knew what it was just because, again, even in my brief time of playing 76, they were in that game. So it's like I knew exactly what it was.
Right. I mean, stim pack is life, so it's crazy though when you found out what they did.
You hear like the fighting going on in the background, like while they're still in the room. Like you hear people screaming and everything, and I'm like, oh yeah, shit's popping off now. Right,
and then like the whole fighting scene montage, like that was really cool. I loved it.
Really well shot. Again, they utilize slow motion, but I think for this, it works. Like, it doesn't always work, but I like the way it worked for this.
Right, so because you can see every individual altercation and, like, how it all happens, and, like, it was really, it was really, really cool. It was very well done. Speaking of the scuffle, I loved, right before this big guy, I think he was going to attack Norm, he huffs some jet, and jet is a drug you fucking take in the games, which I'm a jetaholic. It's a drug that can make you really, really strong, and so like your melee is upped higher, and then like it can also like up your health bar, I believe. So every time like I would about to be getting into a heated battle, I would just take some jet. You can get addicted to it too, by the way. I was addicted to jet, and so it's just funny like when he did that, and he's like, ah!
Was that the guy that got chopped in half by the door closing?
Yeah.
That was a fucking jet.
Yeah, those. Who here is a jet user? And some companions will get mad at you if you use drugs. So, just know that.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. I had the Codsworth, Mr. Handy. He was cool people, but then he would yell at me when I would take drugs or alcohol because they would make me stronger and better in battle. And if you do it enough times, he will leave you as your companion because he'll get mad. So I had to, so I had to have companions that like supported my unhealthy addiction with drugs and alcohol.
Your drug habit?
Yeah. I was like, all right, you aren't cool people.
I need the most toxic friend group possible.
Yeah. Yes. Speaking of Jet, you actually get to meet the kid who made it in Fallout 2, and he tells you how. Wait, really? Ugh, that's not fair. I kind of want to know. Tell me how they made Jet. Tell me. Being a Jetaholic. And I probably won't play Fallout 2, because I don't like the gameplay, but
it's like the equivalent of red sand in like Mass Effect.
Yeah. Brahmin poop? Really? Shut up. Oh my god. They're huffing cow poop. That's what it is. Wow.
I could see how somebody could get high off of that, I guess.
Now you kind of ruined it for me. Anytime I go play Fallout, I'm gonna be like taking some jet. I don't know that I'm gonna be huffing poop.
Yep.
You ruined it. Take it back. Kate, yes. Oh my god. Yeah, I had this Scottish companion, and played by Katie Townsend, and she was a drug addict. So whenever I took drugs, it actually upped my relationship with her. So we were homies. Nice. But what was it? I feel like this isn't the right thing. I feel like it auto-corrected. Whoever beat the shit out of was it the Overseer? I don't think it was Lucy's dad. I just said I also enjoyed the Overseer beating Monty's ass with the pan, because sometimes you got to use with what you got, which is on brand for Fallout.
Oh yeah, it was Lucy's dad that like.
Okay, I thought it was somebody else. Yeah, because seriously, I mean, like you just walk into a room and like you can pick up a pipe, a 2x4, a pot, whatever, and then you can just use it as your weapon. And I just felt like that was on brand for the game. Sometimes you just gotta pick that shit up and just deal with it. It's the same thing how Maximus did it when he was fighting the Raiders, and he grabbed that fucking toilet seat cover thing.
Yeah.
And he just like cracked that guy in the face. On brand.
Speak of just kind of going back a little, just slightly with like the her slicing Maximus open. How cool was that prosthetic? Like that makeup and the prosthetic that they used. Like that looks so fucking good. Like half of his face just ripped off while he's trying to choke her out.
Wait.
Monty.
Oh yeah. Like when she cracks him in the face with the bottle.
Yeah, like she breaks the bottle over his head and then like slices his face up.
Oh my god, yeah, and his jaw's like a little bit hanging. Oh my god, yeah, sick.
Dude, the prosthetic and the makeup effects of that just look so good.
And then he ends up walking out of the room and then getting back in the fucking fight too. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah, that dude's insane.
Like, damn. Anything else I have, it's moving on to the Brotherhood of Steel, so.
Oh yeah, which I'm like super pumped for the Brotherhood of Steel. I hope they're as cool as I think they are, because like fucking knights, like let's go.
I was waiting for you to say something nutty. Why do you think I put you in a Brotherhood of Steel outfit?
I as soon as I saw the picture, I was like, man, it's like she knew I was gonna be drawn to that, because immediately I was. Especially like when they drop the knights off and you see them for the first time, you're just like,
oh yeah, that shot, that slow-mo shot of like them in the T60s and like so just coming, awesome. that was like cinema right there.
Yeah, I was like, I immediately love these dudes.
They have cool stuff, but as a game player, I was not a fan of the Brotherhood. I betrayed them and killed them all.
Well, that is sad.
Yeah, but there are a lot of people out there that are Brotherhood of Steel fans, and they're different in
that
each
is
game
probably
too.
The route I will go.
You might. I mean, I don't know. I didn't like them. I liked some people in the Brotherhood, but at the end of the game, you have to choose which faction you want to side with, and then ultimately then everyone else hates you. So, I didn't like them because I found them to be bigoted. They're the type of faction that it was like, we're superior over everyone, and if you're not a human and or the Brotherhood of Steel, then you deserve to die. That's how they looked at everything, at least in Fallout 4.
I don't love that. I definitely don't love that. But
yeah.
I could probably look past it.
there's like 4 or 5 factions like in 4, so I don't know. I mean, you'll have to see, but that's why I didn't like them. Even like, they would talk shit to me, like if I had a ghoul as my companion, because you have like I don't know, I think like 8 companions or something that you can choose from, and you can keep switching them out. It's just whoever you want to bring with you, and each one of them have special skills. If you have someone like in your party that they frown upon, they're gonna let you know in the conversations, and then like they kind of get pissed at you, and then like sometimes shit can go down. So, yeah, no, I wasn't.
Interesting. I mean, obviously they haven't really shown that yet in the show.
Yeah.
But like from what I've seen, so I mean, hopefully that's not like they lean into that, but you know,
your NCR.
It is what it is.
NCR. The NCR was funny. I didn't side with the NCR when I played New Vegas. I sided with Yes Man. Get the gear first, then defect, Kevin. Exactly. You could do what Maximus did.
Yep, I think that would be the route for sure.
Well, I gotta tell you, being in the armor in the game, cool. A bitch to find to power them. The cores, they are hard to find. And then sometimes when it runs out and you're in the middle of nowhere, you just gotta leave your armor and just go on foot. And then it'll be on your map where you left it, but you gotta go all the way back there. But yeah, okay, so I was saying, now seeing the Brotherhood of Steel, it was really cool seeing the flying ship. It reminded me of the Pridwin. The Pridwin is the flying blimp things. That is a thing in Fallout 4. But their ship is called the Pridwin, and you always go on it and stuff. And I thought that was cool that they showed the ships. And then I said, seeing the slow-mo shot of the power armor, liked that they mentioned it was a Model T60 because it's a nice Easter egg to 4. And I believe it might be in 76 because that's the actual model in 4 is the Model T60. Other games, it's different models. And that's all I have for that Brotherhood part.
Well, that like just getting to like the Brotherhood, like going from the Vault to the Wasteland to the Brotherhood. That's when I was just like that was the moment where I was like blown away by the world building. Because there's so many different types of characters, factions, like landscapes, all that shit, and it's a different variation of an apocalyptic show because there's still so much like color and life in this apocalypse show that you don't normally get from like Walking Dead or The 100 or anything like that. It's more dark, dingy.
It's very different from other apocalyptic shows for sure.
Super different.
And I think that's what makes it like Fallout is just so special because, like I said, like in the beginning, it is its own brand. It is just its own thing. Like nothing can imitate it. Yes, I'm excited for the new Tomb Raider games. Very excited, Andrew. But I think I put Back to the Vault, when they showed the Have a Good Day and Have a Good Night picture that like changed in itself. Pretty sure that's an actual picture in the vault. I think in 76, and I can't remember if it's in 4, but I've seen it in a vault before. I know it's in 76. Just another little prop piece from the games.
Yeah, they were pretty thorough with the Easter eggs. Like they wanted to, get that fan service in there as much as they could.
The ending of the awards. What do you mean? You talking about when Expedition 33 won the Game Awards? Or are you talking about the last trailer? Or are you talking about something else? And then what I have goes back to the Brotherhood. So I didn't know if you had anything else to.
No, I don't have anything else there.
Yeah, I said when Max shared that little flashback of his childhood, it reminded me of the boy in the fridge in Fallout 4. There's a special part in the map, and you won't know unless you get there. There is a random fridge, like, just chilling in this condemned house, and then you start hearing it talk, and you let this boy out, and this boy has been there since the fucking bombs dropped. Like, he's been there for 200 years. and he's a ghoul.
How is that possible? Oh, he's a ghoul.
He's a ghoul, so he was able to survive that long. And he was like, "Oh my god!" And I think like his parents like ended up locking him into the fridge, and then you can get the option to sell him if you want to. Or
that's horrifying.
I accidentally did it, and then everyone was roasting me. They're like, "You just sell that child?" And I was like, "I didn't mean to." God. I had to reload my save, but I think you can help him to get to where he's going. But yeah, it was a little ghoul child that came out of the fridge. But it was a really cool mission. But it just made me think of it because Maximus came out of that fridge. And I was like, Easter egg.
That's awesome.
But it makes sense as to why like he idealizes the Brotherhood. Like, you know, he kind of looks at them as like a figure that like, you know, was a hero. You know, saved him when he was a child.
He's a fucking punching bag early on, though, man. He's very good at getting his ass kicked. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, he's got to grow a pair. How do you accidentally sell a kid? It was like the dialogue option. I think it was like these raiders come, and then like they gave me like 4 options, and then I was like, well, yeah, let's choose this. And they're like, okay, thanks, we'll take the kid off your hand. I was like, wait.
That's awful.
I reloaded the save. I got him to where he was going.
You're the worst.
Hey, at the end of the day, I gotta do what benefits me. Oh yeah, no, that.
Yeah,
that
I always kind of knew that about you, that you were into slavery. So you know.
I'm not. I say cool of them to mention the Enclave faction. Because from what I played, they were only really talked about. But they were never really seen. The Enclave is a faction that you can side with in Fallout 4 if you play with mods, which I haven't done that yet. But it's talked about, like in the other games, like I think you learn more about the Enclave in Fallout 3, but I haven't played it yet.
They even make like a reference to that in the show where they're like, oh, the Enclave's real? I thought that was like just a myth or a rumor or whatever he says.
Yeah. And that's like, you know, like things that like, you know, like people even in the game like talk about. But I'm pretty sure does the scientist guy, can't think of his name, does he come from the Enclave?
Yeah, I will Zig. I'm pretty sure that is the Enclave or whatever. Like because they're the ones that put out the bounty.
Okay. What's up, Ballsy? Yeah, we're here chatting about Fallout, doing a recap before season 2. We have it nice and fresh. Yeah, I wish I could learn more about the Enclave. Like, I hope that they kind of like provide more context maybe in season 2, but I don't know if they will.
I'm sure they will. Like, because they weren't necessarily a big part of the games, and they're not really going off the games as much. Like, I would imagine they're gonna find a way to make the Enclave more involved in the show. Right.
I mean, I would like to see that just because like we didn't really get a lot of them in the game, so it would just be cool to like kind of get more to that. But I did like to learn a little bit more. And then right after that part, them showing the vertibirds, which is like the helicopters that like the Brotherhood of Steel used. They look so fucking realistic, so identical to the fucking games. It looked fucking awesome. You can fly in them, like for transporting with like some missions. You can't, I don't think you can fly them, but you can fly as a passenger if I remember correctly when you do missions for the Brotherhood of Steel, and it was really cool to see.
That's legit.
And I love how he was just like, yeah, let's take off, and Maximus isn't even on there yet, and he's like, all right, well, like, just let me get on there.
Like, did you like I don't know if it's like that in the game or what, did you notice that like the equipment bag just looked like an oversized golf bag? Like it literally just looked like somebody took a golf bag and blew it up, and that's like what they're carrying. Like, what the hell?
I don't remember like Squires like really running around with those in the game. My memory could be shit, so anybody correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember that. It might just be something that was added with the show.
It's comical, honestly, seeing them run around with it, but it's like so
1,000 pounds too. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's got the freaking like big ass gun in it, and it's like, good lord, how can you carry that shit?
But And then my notes just go to the ghoul. So if you have anything before that, otherwise the rest of my stuff's about the ghoul.
No, yeah, I'm up to the ghoul as well. So
yeah, but yeah, I already put like what I said earlier, that I'm already a big fan of ghouls, so like I was really excited to see him, just because like I loved the ghouls in the game for the most part, so I really loved what they did. And then like I think like the cosmetic work that they did on him, it was fantastic.
Yes.
Like it looks so fucking real. Like it just
he looks fucking great, and I like immediately he became like my favorite character. So I love Walton Goggins just in general. Like anything he's in, I immediately am just like, all right. I may not enjoy what I'm watching necessarily, but I'm always gonna enjoy what he's doing.
Yeah, he's a great character. You have mods to play ghouls? Jealous. There's so many good ghouls in the games. Brotherhood gave off Warhammer Light vibes. I mean, like, you know, them kind of being assholes, like, you know, it's on brand for a lot of them in the game. Like, you know, they're just kind of like what is it, Knight Titus? Like, God, he's such a douche. But that's the kind of vibe that they give, like the holier than thou shit. Like, and that's another reason that turned me off from them. I was just like, oh my God. I remember every time I would like have a dialogue option, I would like smart off to them. Like I was like, I'm not telling you what you want to hear. Like screw you. Like, and they'd be like, if you want to be a knight of the Brotherhood, I'm like, who the fuck said I want to? But yeah, I loved the intro to you know, Walton Goggins the Ghoul. Like it was awesome how he literally, you know, just kind of like rose from the fucking dead. And then just kind of like you know, walked on out of there. I
love the over the top like violence and gore. Like it is so awesome looking, and I'm like, please tell me the games are like that, because like watching that dude get his head just blown to smithereens by Walton Goggins, I was like, that is such a fucking great kill.
I mean, I don't think the games are like, I mean, like there's like shit in the game, like, you know, like you can like decapitate people and shit like that, but I don't think it's like overly like in your face, like with like blood, like how it would be like Dead Island or Dying Light or something. That's a like shame. That.
I'm glad the show leaned into it, at least, because it's fantastic.
It might be because they're a product of their times. I mean, like Fallout games are not known for their graphics. All the games look identical from 3 to New Vegas to 4. They look like they're a copy and paste. The only thing that's a little bit different is the worlds and, you know.
That makes sense.
The gameplay, yeah, they're not praised for their graphics. But yeah, you can do like fucked up things. It's just not over the top. But that is all my episode 1 notes.
Yeah, a really good introductory episode. Like just introducing all the different characters and the different storylines. So I mean, I was impressed like immediately.
Honestly, I was nervous if you were going to like the show or not.
Would it have benefited me to play the games beforehand? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it would have or not. But like the fact that I'm still able to enjoy it without it, I would say that is, you know, a sign of a great show.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was going to be like too out there, too weird, too silly, too ridiculous for you, and that was my biggest fear when you were going to start the show.
I think that is what I appreciated most about it, because it's not your typical apocalyptic show. Yeah. It is very different,
and it's on brand for the games for the most part, and that's why it is different, because Fallout is its own thing. I mean, I keep saying it, but it's true. It's hard to compare Fallout to something else, and I play a lot of apocalyptic games and consume a lot of apocalyptic media.
Yeah, it definitely seems like its own entity for sure. Like I can't think of anything that I've played or have watched that would come even remotely close.
All right, let me move to episode 2. Okay, so in the beginning, the dog protecting the scientist guy, can't think of his fucking name.
Welzik.
Oh, Wilzik. Okay. The dog protecting the owner and killing the guy instantly reminded me of Dog Meat. You guys know who I'm talking about. Dog Meat is a German Shepherd companion that you can get in Fallout 4. It's the goodest boy.
Funny you said that, because I said I immediately love CX404. She is the goodest of girls.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would like to think that is a nice, homage, hat tipping to Fallout 4, since like the first companion you get is the German Shepherd, Dog Meat.
That's awesome.
So I would assume that's why they put the dog in there.
Epic. I love her. She's so great.
I know, she's so cute. I just want to pet her. Also cool to see the turrets as well when they were leaving the base. Kind of gave me a little bit of PTSD because I've been a victim of the turrets. And they look accurate.
I said it's obvious Garrus Vakarian didn't calibrate those guns, because how the hell did they not hit anybody? Like, I mean, the doctor and the dog are the doctor and the dog are literally right there, and all the shots are going all around them, not hitting a fucking
like
thing.
doing
and
like
I'm
an
like, how?
Of like,
It's like, somebody get Garrus Vakarian in here. There's some serious calibration that needs to be done.
You also get Dog Meat in 3. No way! See, 3 was the one that I started 3, and I got 4 hours in, and I could not jive with the controls because there was no aim down the sights, and it was all messed up, and that's why I went there to remaster it. But I didn't know you get Dog Meat in 3. Damn! Because I really enjoyed what I played so far of 3. 3 might have been my favorite intro. So, damn it!
There's just the shitty controls.
You can't aim down the sights, so you have to, like, the little dot in the middle of your screen just reminds me of that stupid shit Barf said.
Oh yeah.
Anyone else have that dot? But it only has the dot in the middle, so you just have to. And every gun is aimed in a different way, so it's very weird to try to use your gun. And it's just the controls are so wonked. They're so rough.
That sounds like it would take a while to get used to it. Like, probably too long. Like, you'd probably be like halfway through the game before you'd finally understand how it works.
Yeah, 3 just has very, very outdated controls, and I was like, it was made way back when, so I
mean, you remember our complaints with Resident Evil 5 or whatever? Was that the one where we had to stop
stand still, and fucking
like, dude, you're telling me if I want to aim down the sight, I can't move? Like, I have to just stand here? Like, this is insane.
Yeah. Miracle, hi, Destroyer, hi, welcome. How are you guys? Garrus Vakarian mentioned for the one. Right, we always gotta mention the best companion in any video game you could ever get. I don't care, you can fight me on that hot take. Garrus Vakarian.
I will die on that hill as well.
He's the. Can you get a better ride or die? The answer is no. Okay.
No, absolutely not.
But yeah. I'm still so pissed that now you get Dog Meat in 3 and I can't play it. Garrus is my boy, right? Exactly, because he's fucking amazing. Fucking amazing.
Yes.
I literally typed this in fucking caps. And I said, speaking of PTSD, Lucy seeing that assaultron in the sand, oh my god, that triggered a trauma response in me because the way my eyes widened when looking at the TV and thought, fuck no. For a moment when she's traveling... Yeah, so when she's traveling in the wasteland, you see this, like, robot, like, kind of, like, buried a little bit in the sand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's called an assaultron, and it's a big fuck no. No.
Oh, really? Like, it's
No.
Hard to beat, or what?
Hard to beat. Doesn't even cover that. There's like these robots and they're like Assaultron 254 and they start running at you, and then they have like laser beams that just like they zap you, you turn to dust instantly.
Immediately? Like one shot?
One shot, you dead. dead.
Oh my god. Yeah, that would piss me the fuck off.
And they have like these like spinning arms that could like they hit ya, and like it. I tried to go into this one vault, and when you discover random vaults in the wasteland, you just never know what you're gonna come across. Some wild ass shit. And this one, I was like, la la la. And then I had 3 assaultrons outside. I was like, oh no, no. And I was running. You can't outrun them either. And they just start see. And you're like, shit. And I ran past them because a lot of times your weapons aren't powerful enough to kill them. It's not like they're easy pickings even when you do shoot them, by the way. So I ran, got into the elevator, and then the door shut. And I was like, oh, thank God. And this was like on try 8, by the way. And then I get down there. There was one down there, and it beamed me the second I went in. I started screaming. And then
you got a serpentine.
No. Yeah, they are fast as fuck. Assaultrons, they don't fuck around. So when I saw that dead one in the sand, a serious trauma response happened.
That's hilarious.
Like, if we see them in the fucking show, no. I will turn the TV off. But you just got your first tattoo? What is it? But see, that's something. Okay, Nala, that was a loud noise. But it's funny because, like, you know, it's just something so small that happens in 5 seconds that not game players would know what it is, that they just added there for a moment.
I remember seeing like the robot that was like partially buried in the sand and was just like, all right, that's, you know, cool or whatever, but like,
yeah, and you didn't know that it had meaning.
It's a throwaway thing. Like, you know, yeah, it's cool. Like, it works for like the whole wasteland aesthetic and everything. But yeah, I would not have had any idea that was anything at all.
Lucy would have been dead as fuck if that thing was alive.
Well, because Lucy's a friggin' vault dweller, and she don't know shit. They have their morals and their like code of honor and all that shit. Like, she probably would have just assumed that, you know, it was friendly or whatever.
Yeah, I really hope that they adapt them in like season 2. I don't think they were in season 1. I can't remember. But then, and then after, when she walks into this house, and there's the dead family at the table, and they just like all poison themselves, and I was like, it's such a hallmark of the game, because there's so many houses where you go into, and some people just decide to end it all before or after. You know, it's sad, but you know, you end up coming across a lot of these things.
Yeah, like they had the baby in the high chair,
and there's things like that in the game.
Like, Jesus Christ, like, yeah. I mean, I get it, but fuck.
Yeah, like they like had like literally their last meal. Like, oh, that sounds like a really pretty tattoo. Oh, a bunch of flowers. That sounds so nice. Should have been dust, right? And then moving back to the dog, when the dog attacked the rad roach, which I wish I could have seen more of it, but it was too dark.
That roach was fucking massive.
And they show more of them later, which I'm glad to see, because you come across a lot of rad roaches, especially in vaults in the games. It's a very popular little enemy. And then you could take the meat and then you could eat it. And it gives you
Wilzig even like describes it. You know, he's talking about how we used to joke about how cockroaches would like survive nuclear war. He's like, not only did they survive, they thrive. Like they you know, have bigger thoraxes for defense. They've got the pincers so that they can eat you know, bigger prey like humans.
Yeah, like quite literally, like they just got better with the nuclear fallout.
Exactly.
Why does my thing keep scrolling? Oh yeah, and then you said exactly what I said. I said I liked how the doctor elaborated that they thrived after the apocalypse happened. Yeah, I mean, it's such a cool thing. And then I put another food Easter egg. The doctor opening up the can of cram.
The Spam can?
well,
it's cram. Was that what it was? Cram?
Yeah, that's what they call it in the games. But yeah, it's gotcha. Cram. And then another Easter egg that was horrifying was the Yao Guai, which was the mutated black bear.
Okay, so the abominations in this show, like the different abominations, are cool as shit. Like the creature designs are amazing. Is that what they call it? The bear's Yagway?
Yeah, that's what it's called in Fallout.
It literally looks like a combination of a bear and a werewolf.
Yeah,
and like it is awesome looking. I was like, this is cool as shit. Like,
yeah, it's
it
not
had
cool
a
as
weird
shit.
like roar though.
Yeah,
it had a very like I don't know if it was like a combination of like a T-Rex and a TIE fighter, and I'm like, what is this shit? Like
it's not cool when you come across them in the game, because once those bears get their sight on you, they don't stop chasing you. And it was so relatable, which I actually wrote in my notes, him running away yelling fuck 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 fuck, and I'm like, literally that was me in the game. When those bears would get you, I'd be running, and then your stamina would run out, and these things would tackle the shit out of you.
Moments of levity though, that was like hilarious, because like I said the same thing. I was like, that is literally anybody in that situation. Like you think you might the second you lose your upper hand, we're all running and yelling fuck 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 all the way as far as we can get.
It's realistic.
But having Knight Titus ended up being Michael Rappaport, that was the most random ass.
I know, like they just have like a random choice, and he doesn't even make it, you know. Like
no, but it honestly made sense though, because like that truly like is his personality, and he always just seems to have really good deaths, like in Deep Blue Sea when he just gets obliterated by that shark.
I mean, what an asshole though. I mean, like, you know, he stayed an asshole through and through. Like, you know, he's calling Maximus like a dumbass, like, go get my fucking stim pack, like, you fucking idiot.
This is your fucking fault. Like, they're gonna string you up and basically kill you for this. Like, you're an idiot. It's like, dude, if you really wanted to survive this, like, you should probably show some fucking humility and maybe wait until after he heals you to rip him a new one.
Right, like, do you have any fucking survival sense that, like, you're just literally ripping this guy a new one and he's your only lifeline? Like, what a moron. God.
Idiot.
But wait. This doesn't make... Oh, it's because I scrolled too far. I said, yeah, him yelling, running away, yelling "fuck" is relatable. And I was like, because of how many times I did it when I was playing. And I said, Maximus not giving him the stim pack to stay alive, valid, and I support him, but it's also not on brand for the Brotherhood of Steel, because they are all about the greater good, for the cause, for the Brotherhood, bound by honor. And they're typically not debating on saving a person's life, especially a fellow brother. So it's interesting to see we're following somebody who blurs those lines.
Knight Titus showed real cowardice in that.
For sure.
And like that, like, so he really does, like, yeah, he's a knight, but he really doesn't exhibit, I would think, what the Brotherhood expects from somebody in that situation. Because, like, even you know, the Squire Maximus didn't take off running.
Right. I mean, like, you know, Knight Titus is a bitch, pretty much. And I mean, they're both at fault, but it's interesting because, like, you know, everyone that I'm not generative AI. I have no idea what you're fucking talking about, Leah. But like I said, like, you know, all the Brotherhood people, like, you know, they're always like for honor, like like, you know, and they're willing to die on their swords, like, you know. So the fact that, like, we're following a character that is, like, you know, he's kind of out for himself, it's very not on brand for the Brotherhood. So that's what's really interesting to me, as a person, you know, what, though, who isn't a fan of the Brotherhood.
You look at it like he's out for himself. I don't know that that's necessarily true because you know he basically says like you don't deserve that armor.
Yeah.
Like he even tells him what the Brotherhood what a knight is supposed to do, and he doesn't exhibit that. So you don't deserve that armor. Like why would I even fucking help you here?
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't exude what the Brotherhood expects, and
Right.
I think I could do a better job.
Right. I mean, it's just gonna be interesting to see like what kind of character he turns into.
Yeah, you can already see the growth from his first appearance till where we've come up to.
Mm-hmm.
Just in like, I mean, I feel like he has more confidence now that he has that T60 armor.
And, right. Let's see what Maximus is like without the armor.
Exactly. Well, but even then, you almost have to give him some credit because he takes on all those raiders like when they're trying to steal it.
Yeah,
and like he gets his ass beat.
He's growing a pair from it.
Yeah, sure. So it's like, and I mean, even after they beat the shit out of him, he still got up and was still trying to make sure they didn't take it. So it's like, dude's definitely got balls, at least at this point.
Yeah. No, my image is not AI. I made it all myself. I make all my own art, except for my emotes. I have someone that made them for me. Support artists. But that was all I had. And then moving on to Lucy. Then that's where my stuff goes to.
Yeah.
You put the Lucy interaction with the random guy was the funniest thing ever because it was literally such an NPC interaction. I remember texting Tori about it. Like literally that's like something that would happen. Like that guy's like, "Oh, do you have some water?" And then she's like, "Yeah, sure." And he just drinks it all. like that's literally something that would happen to you in Fallout.
And I'm sitting here like, why is this man wearing a cloth diaper and no pants? Like, what is happening?
like just like, and then he's just like, my water purifier ain't working. She was like, "Oh, did you put water in?" And he was like, "No, it's sand."
Every time I put sand in, it just gives me more sand. She's like, "Oh, yeah, did you try putting water in?" He goes, "Do you have any?"
Yeah, right. Like literally, like that is such an interaction from the games because like that is the type of fucking people that you just run into. Like just like.
But it also shows like how little Lucy knows how to interact outside of the vault because like. I mean, she shows up, she's got a smile on her face, but she's pointing a gun at him and, like, just wants to ask him for directions. Like, she has no idea how to approach people.
I know, and it's like, how she hasn't gotten herself killed, I'll have no idea. But,
You're a good person for not using that gun on me.
Yeah. And then the fact that, like, and he was like, "I'm gonna die real soon, so if you want to like be my wife or something," I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, this could all be yours someday.
Yeah, it could all be yours.
Probably not gonna have to put up with me for too much longer. Pretty sure I'm dying.
Yeah, right. Oh my god. Like again, so on brand for the game. Like shit like that fucking happened. I mean, it's a great offer. Why not? I know, right? The house looked great with his sand water purifier. Nutty. But I was like, it's on brand for the game as well. Like, because sometimes you could choose to be nice to these people and then they'll just take your stuff and say, "Oh, well," and then say the wildest shit to you. And that is so, it's so real.
That's literally why my note was like, obviously I haven't played much of the games, but these interactions with random characters feel like they probably would with the NPCs in the games, and that's like why it felt like the show was created by fans of the games.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
My next note is literally just bro is fucking the farmer's chickens.
I don't think I added anything on that.
No, I just had to like write it down because I was just like, why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? Why are we here?
I mean, it's things that can sometimes happen in the games.
He referred to it as his scientific curiosity.
Yeah, curiosity. But Yeah, I think that dude does turn up again, Nutty. I think in like the later episodes, I think 5 through 8, which I have to watch and make my notes still.
Who's that?
The chicken fucker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know he shows up a little bit later again with the, like, I think they call him the snake oil salesman because he tries to
Yeah.
sell all those, like, fake serums and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he's like, you can grow your feet back. He's like,
Yeah.
magical foot cure. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Like,
okay.
and I'm not winning this one.
But okay, I put Lucy walking through the market was so authentic. From all the people walking around and the outfits to the guy selling the grilled iguana. Grilled iguana is also a thing you can buy and eat in the game. The whole place being built on junk, and then you see the Brahmin, which is Brahmin is a two-headed cow. You saw
A two-headed cow. Yeah.
You see a lot of them in the game. They're cute. They don't hurt you. And then I said it really felt like I was stepping into a town from the games. Reminded me a lot of Diamond City. Overall, I'm just in love with the authenticity that the show has with the games to make every moment feel like it was something that you've already experienced. Because it really, I mean, it was so authentic. I mean, like the set pieces, like it just looked like people that you would run into. And I mean, the town, a lot of these towns look like that. They're just built on junk and what have you.
And I said that. I said Philly seems like it would be your prototypical town in the wasteland, like full of shady characters, business dealings, and just complete and total lawlessness.
Yeah.
But like just the way it's set up and everything too, like it's a really cool like scape because like there's so much different landscapes like throughout. Like you're literally going from vault to wasteland. To Philly, and it all feels different, and
no place
I
truly
love
feels
the
the
way
same.
Exactly, and I love that. Like that's proper world building in my mind.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and a lot of the games feel like that as well. And then I put then when she walks into the shop, you see the bobblehead for the second time that we've seen the bobblehead, and I'm wondering if they're trying to make
the
that
pit
like a
boy
staple.
and all that shit.
Yeah. And then she talks to the shop lady, which I think it's Ma June, and and I said I think it was funny of her making fun of Lucy for being a vault dweller. It's so funny again because on brand for the games, because some games you do start out as a vault dweller, and then people will make fun of you for that. And like a lot of people don't like people from the vaults because like it's almost like kind of like they kind of like frown upon the people in the vaults in the games because like it's almost like jealousy, like the fact that like they had that and they weren't out there.
It's literally like real life. I mean, the rich people would have their spots in the vaults, and the rest of us would be left to fend for ourselves. So it makes total sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like I get it. I mean, like I'd be jealous of whatever the fuck was on that vault too. They had real food, and
I mean, she was born into privilege, so she obviously doesn't understand how the world works outside of the vault.
Right.
And that's not really any different than what we see in the world now.
True that. And then moving on to the interaction with the ghoul in the town square. I said I felt bad because I've always been a big fan of ghouls that I've came across into Fallout. So like when everyone's like your kind ain't welcome here, like made me feel so bad. Also shout out to Kent Connolly, one of my favorite ghouls. The Silver Shroud's #1 fan for those of you guys who played Fallout 4, or your companion in New Vegas, Raul, who's played by Danny Trejo.
I love Danny Trejo.
Yeah. And he says the wildest ass shit too.
I believe it.
He's a mechanic.
I just said I just love the ghoul, honestly. Like I'm so intrigued by the ghoul and just like that group of characters. Like I want to know more about them.
Yeah,
they intrigue the hell out of me.
They're interesting people. They're interesting. Oh, it scrolled again. But I said I kind of feel like he was a tiny bit validated, and I was like, maybe he wasn't valid for killing everyone, maybe not, but I still don't approve of their mistreatment. And then I was like, speaking about the bloodshed, the gun that he used was so cool because like it was a cross between like a sawn-off shotgun and then a homemade pipe revolver, but also using the mini nukes that you would put into a Fat Man gun, which I thought was super cool. Like how they kind of showed like the little zoom in of like the little mini nuke that went through the guy. Do you know what I was talking about?
Dude, he blew a hole through that one. Like there was a massive gaping hole through that dude, and I was like, God damn, what is that gun?
Yeah, that was sick. That was sick. Like there's a much larger version of like bigger nukes, and like it's a huge gun that you gotta put on your shoulder called the Fat Man, and use those for big things because it's gonna make big boom. But you don't have anything like that with like the mini nukes. But so that's why I thought it was really cool. His gun. The whole fight scene was awesome. I mean,
I love the fight scene. Mm-hmm. The brutality and the gore in this show is so good. I love it.
And it's on brand for like the corniness out there, like with it as well. Like the way that it's it's done. Is it moving after the fight? What did you say?
I was just gonna say him blowing like Wilzig's like foot off, like
that happened so fast.
I was so taken aback by that. I was just like, Jesus, like, oh my God!
It happened like in 2 seconds, and his leg was, or like his foot was just gone, and I was like,
gone, just decimated.
Yeah, like it was insane. It was insane. Like so. Anyway, so you're not going anywhere.
Right. Yeah, you just go ahead and lay there for a bit. We're going to try and handle our business here.
Right. And then I put moving after the fight when Ma June like puts the coordinates into Lucy's Pip-Boy and it showed the map. I loved it because it really felt like the game where you literally have to rely on your Pip-Boy for the navigation, and it showed like the coordinates and everything, and that's what your Pip-Boy fucking does in the game. Like, and I loved that little tidbit.
Yeah, that's pretty legit.
And then when Maximus fell to the ground in front of that Raider with an iconic Raider helmet on, that like it was literally just like a wiring or whatever over his head.
Yeah.
And like but it's like an iconic helmet that you can pick up because like a lot of Raiders have that helmet, and you can pick it up for like 2 armor or something. And it was just
funny though that he, like the guy was like going to the bathroom or whatever, he lands behind him and the dude just like finishes it up and walks away. I'm just like,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah, literally some people are just not even bothered by what's happening. They're just like, okay. Yeah. Just like, go about your life. And then the last bit is just my closing thoughts. Closing out the episode, the doctor pulling out just like the random bone saw that he just like just like
by the way, I just took a fucking what they call it, cyanide pill. I'm about to die. I figured this would just be easier for you because you're only gonna want to need my head or whatever.
Yeah, right. And it's just like, oh, you're gonna say that real quick. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. like I'm about to die in about 2 minutes, so you better cut my head off.
That's the scene though that started making me like have questions, just because obviously like he drops like he knows who she is, and obviously that means that he probably knows her parents, and it's like I just want to know how he's tied into everything, but he literally dies before he can explain anything. So I was like, all right, so they better touch on this at some point.
Yeah, I hope they do. I cannot remember like if they do, but I feel like it's gonna tie together. I hope it will, at least.
If it doesn't, I will be very annoyed.
Yeah, right, because this is gonna be a question that we're gonna keep thinking about. But the bone saw, like there's bone saws like that in the game and you find them a lot, so I thought that was funny. And then
she had to hit us with the okie dokie line.
Okie dokie. I love that. That's just like her hallmark. Like
it is, and it's like that's the perfect time to drop that right before you're chopping off the head of a dead man.
You're right. Just like no big deal. And then I said perfect song closing out, which is a hallmark of 3, 4, and 76. The I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire. It's one of the most iconic songs from Fallout.
That's the song that I remember, just even from like the game trailers and stuff like that. That's the one that they utilized a lot.
Yeah. I don't want to set the world on fire. like it just fits the theme of the games, the show, everything. Like it's just a perfect song.
It is.
That's all my notes for episode 2. You got any more?
Same. Nope.
To episode 3.